what's up, y'all? Did I say I wasn't coming back? I had said I wasn't coming back, but y'all know who made me come back? That damn Benson, okay? Benson has made me come back, and I was supposed to come back tomorrow. I'm just saying. Sistas, season 9, episode 19, taking it all back. Baby, them ladies took back all of their power, okay? Shout out to Andy, okay? Shout out to Andy. Okay, and we need to find out more about that Dr. Vaughn situation, because anyway, so yeah, the episode picks back up with Damani and his raggedy ass girlfriend, his fiance, coming in, piping up, trying to just acting real rowdy at this lady's business. Okay, just very rude. So Rich walks in, and Damani was like, here he come, just trying to play Rich. Y'all know I don't see it for Rich, but I'm gonna take up for him when he right. And Rich, he ain't do nothing, but he did yoke up Damani. Thank you, Rich. This is how we need you to show up for Sabrina. Okay, we need you to come in with some tact and show up for this lady. Okay, all right. So as Rich is yoking Damani up, his fiance is like, you need to fight back. Girl, shut your stupid ass up. Okay, because she was getting on my nerves. Okay, she was getting on my nerves. Okay, Damani and his sperm can go to hell. But that's not what Sabrina wanted. So Dr. Cruz with his racist, raggedy, let me tell y'all, Dr. Cruz pissed me. It would have been my pleasure to whoop his ass. Okay? Anyway, he walks in the law office with his racist ass, and he says to Hayden, is there some type of DEI job fair going on? And I'm looking at Hayden like, Hayden, if your stupid ass don't say something, don't not say nothing. Say something. Okay? And you can look at Hayden's face and tell it was extremely uncomfortable, but that is when you were supposed to speak up. But Hayden is a BAN. Okay? So Dr. Cruz stops and looks at Karen and say, you look familiar. And Karen was about to pipe up, but Andy was like, And so his racist ass decided to say, oh, she have a mouth on her. And Hayden tells Andy, you need to get your client. You work for me. Anyway, then he said, don't let that loudmouth ruin the culture around here. What culture? You know what? Dr. Cruz, I just want Tyler Perry to write in his writers. I would like them to write in him getting everything he so damn deserved. Okay? Hayden, stupid ass acting like a Uncle Tom. He said, but she don't work here. And so he heads to his office with Dr. Cruz. Okay? So the women want to know. Now at this point, the ladies want to know, why is he here? What is happening? We feel like we've been set up, basically. And so Andy lets them know that Dr. Cruz is represented by the firm, and that he's buddies with one of the partners. So she kept it a buck, but the ladies, they didn't know. And you don't know what you don't know. And so Andy think that she could get Benson to drop Cruz and take the ladies on as clients. So Karen was like, you know what? I'm going to stay. And so the other ladies decided to change their mind and stay, because y'all have to tell y'all story. Like, it's important. So Zach goes to a field. We see Keys coaching some boys in football. And, long story short, he offers Zach, he also tells Zach that not only do they mentor, they do counseling with the boys, crisis intervention, tutoring, and all of the things. So we find out both Zach and Keys have gotten offer letters from different colleges for them playing football back in the day when they were young. And, you know, Zach was like, I was a knucklehead, so I didn't pursue, you know, anything after, I want to say after high school. So Keys asked Zach to coach or be a mentor, you know, and they also want him on the board of directors. And Keys asked Zach, you know, what you doing tonight? Zach was like, well, I think I'm going to go hang with my homeboy. And Keys was like, well, I ain't doing nothing. I'm going to be at home. Yeah, just me. Uh-huh. You don't have to invite me, but I just want you to know I'm going to be at home. But if you decide to invite me, I'm going to be at home doing nothing. Just clicking the remote. Because I ain't got nothing to do. I'm just an old man. I ain't got no life. Okay? Anyway, Zach was like, all right, I'm going to call you. So Miss Brown, y'all know the manager at the bank, at the airport, she goes to basically fire Danny while she's standing at the desk. Like, how tacky and unprofessional is that? Like, why are we doing that? Okay? So Danny claims she's been a perfect employee. Danny, you have been a terrible employee since day one, season one. Okay? You have gotten worse over the years. Okay, you just sued the people. Girl, you was terrible. Okay, you should have been let go a long time ago. But whatever. This is Tyler Perry TV. Okay? And of course, leave it to Danny to act like baby Medea and start to destroy the people's stuff at the desk. She ain't do too much damage. She just did a little light. Okay? Anyway, Sabrina meets with Fatima and she tells Fatima about the embryo situation with Damani, and she also says that there are laws with IVF in embryos. Now, I didn't know that. And honestly, that was kind of the similar to, if y'all watch All's Fair, the situation with the character Kim plays, Alora, and with the embryos what her and her husband had stored. Anyway, she tells Fatima that Damani actually offered his sperm to her, and he did. And Fatima says that is it possible Damani is just doing this because, you know, you wouldn't give him whatever he was looking for because he made passes at Sabrina. But however, she immediately shut that down. Anyway, we get back to the ladies in the conference room. First of all, Benson came in like, I don't want to hear this shit. That's how his attitude was. Like, he came in not looking for a resolve, already writing the ladies off before he can even hear their stories. So, Bianca, the first lady was Bianca, and basically she said Dr. Cruz performed a rushed C-section on her. She was 38 weeks pregnant. He chastised her for not being a home mom, but she was like, I can't afford to stay home, and which is a lot of working people. They can't afford to stay home. Okay? She said that she doesn't have leave. You know, she didn't have that type of leave at her job. Also, she said no. She initially said no to the C-section, but she was bullied into it. And she lost a lot of blood. She was knocked out. And when she woke up, her kid was unalived. The baby was unalived. And found out that the raggedy ass nigga performed a hysterectomy on her. So not only did she have to deal with the loss of her child, postpartum depression, and now I have to deal with the fact that I can never have kids. Because he felt like he was God and he didn't want this lady to procreate. Okay? Did I say Dr. Cruz was a BAN? Because I'm tired of cursing. Okay? He pissed me off. Anyway, so Benson asked, do they have proof? But I'm pretty sure the medical records have been tampered with. He did not put in his, what did they call it? Attestation. Okay. He probably didn't put none of that stuff in there. He didn't put it in right. Or he mixed up some records. I mean, medical records number or whatever. But whatever it is, he knows how to cover his tracks. Seeing that he's been a doctor for 30 years, yeah, he know how to cover his tracks. Anyway, Danny and Zach. She's at the gym on the treadmill. Zach comes in, sees her. They have a conversation. She has attitude because she lost a job. She told Zach what happened. Zach tells her that there are better days ahead. Zach also tells her that it could be a fresh start. But at this point, Danny's not trying to hear none of that. She want to be in a woe is me. I get that you lost your job, but you got $75,000, which is what Zach told her. And she was like, well, it's just money to survive. That is how you looking at it. You know. So I see great for Danny. Okay, I feel like she just, everything about to change for her. That's just me. So, you know, Danny actually mentioned about Karen moving to Seattle. So it turns out that Zach knows and he's happy about it. Like he not tripping. Danny tells him about Tony's gambling. And he was shocked about that as well. Like, really? Your boy gamble? Like, it's wild. Okay. So the next woman, Aubrey Davis. She was 38 weeks pregnant. She was supposed to have a home birth. Y'all know a doula, her home birth or whatever. She called her husband. You know, her husband took her to the hospital. I forgot where they were, but Dr. Cruz was working that night. Okay. And he was showing all these microaggressions, calling her husband her baby daddy. And he kept asking Dr. Cruz to stop doing that. And Dr. Cruz wouldn't stop. All right. They also didn't allow the doula to come up. And so the husband was kicked out because Dr. Cruz felt like he was doing too much. And when her family was up there with her, Dr. Cruz called that lady's family an entourage. As if they were like coming up in a gang. Like, this man is terrible. He's a terrible person. Okay. So she you know, she was in so much pain. She didn't want to do the epidural. Of course, she was going to do home birth. But she was in so much pain that she kept asking for it. And so he decided he wanted to teach her a lesson for her mumbo jumbo, which is what Dr. Cruz said. So for 12 hours, there was no pain meds, and he had her in pain for that long. He tells her, as she's telling him, I'm in pain, screaming. She was screaming, doing all of the things, calling everybody, okay, and the ancestors, okay. He tells her she can handle it. She filed a complaint with the hospital and a medical board and nothing. This is when Andy said, I didn't write this down, but this is when Andy says how as black women, when we are in pain, they tell us we can handle it. When somebody, you know, when we speak up for ourselves, we are always being called aggressive. And that is very true. I can go on and on about the hate as a black woman receives on the daily. And I'm not just talking about from other races. I'm talking about from our own, from our opposite. Not from all of them. This is not for everybody. So if this don't apply, y'all please let it fly. Okay? We not getting down in no comments. Thanks. How we are ignored. And then we are always looked at to coddle everybody. All of those same different people that disrespect us, we're supposed to coddle them. We're supposed to be there for them. We are supposed to wipe their tears. Take care of we're supposed to be everything for everybody. But the moment we do this, we speak up, we're labeled. It is very exhausting. So So I say this again. I feel like I am actually having another racial conversation in another video. So to black women, I say to you, speak up. If you don't like something, if you don't like what somebody's telling you, say it. I don't care where the hell you at. I don't care if it's your job or if you are being offended, say it. If you feel devalued, walk away. We always got a plan in place. Okay? For my magical black girls. Okay? Again, this no shade to no other race. I only know about being a black woman. And I don't like apologizing for that either on my platform, y'all. I don't. I'm about to get mad and start crying, y'all. Give me a minute. I'm back. So Fatima is caping for Rich and this whole Sabrina thing, and she want them to be here. And I just feel like, I don't know. I don't care. She says she missed him, and I guess, and we find out that there are different cases for, in different states when it comes to the embryo situation. Okay, so Pam is lining Maurice up, and Danny is there, and she tells them that her hair is thinning and she lost her job, and Danny would like to turn the shop into a spa. They all just say what it is they want. Pam wants to keep it a shop, but also make it a wig emporium. She said that she can't just do one income because this body is expensive. Okay, so I don't know if she went and got a BBL or what, but it's expensive to be in the body of Pam. Okay. Anyway, Maurice tells Danny to step out on faith and give them the coin so they can start their business. Please don't let this be ghetto if y'all do. Anyway, we don't want to write nothing in ghetto. Okay? So we see Karen, we all know Karen's story. I am going to say this. Ebony Obsidian, her acting has been superb this entire season. So kudos to Karen. Okay? So Benson, he stops the ladies. He was like, listen, I don't want to feel like I'm disregarding y'all, but I will say this. Dr. Cruz delivered my children and my grandchildren, and Dr. Cruz was very kind. He was nice to my family, yada, yada, yada. Andy tells him it's because you're white and so is your wife. And that further proves Andy's points. Like, he's good to you and your family. But when it comes to us, he doesn't treat us the same. So Benson said, he's been practicing for over 30 years. It doesn't really mean anything. He's terrible. I think in this moment, Benson is still choosing to display a level of ignorance as if Dr. Cruz can't do any wrong. And he's not a perfect person, but Dr. Cruz is a terrible. Not only we're all not perfect, but Dr. Cruz is a terrible person, and he goes out of his way to be terrible to people of color. And I'm pretty sure that extends to Asian, like other people of color, but we are more focused on us. Okay, he don't like us like that, basically. So Karen tells Benson that the women are dealing with a special type of postpartum depression by the violation that they received from Dr. Cruz. So then in the next scene, we see Fatima. She called Damani, and she's standing at Sabrina's counsel. At the end of the day, Damani apologized to have, and he have her to keep he tells her to keep the embryos, and they will get it in. Fatima was like, "We gonna get this in writing." And his fiance is just piping up. But ma'am, what does Damani's sperm have to do with you, especially if he signed papers to not be included in all of the things? And this is for Sabrina. She ain't bothering y'all. Like, it's something really wrong with her. I hope we don't never see her anymore, nor Damani. Okay? So Benson decided to take the case. He said, if my wife was still alive, he said my wife would be turning over in her grave if I didn't decide to do something about this and take on this cruise. See, Dr. Benson, we know there was some hope in you after all. Okay? I don't want to give you too much, but this, I'm going to give you your kudos. Why? Because you're doing the right thing. Okay? You're doing the right thing. Okay? Anyway, he said they're going to drop Dr. Cruz and stand behind the women. So then we see Dr. Cruz carried out by the police. He's mad, of course, because he's like, who do you know who I am? Of course, he's white, so he has to be right. Sir, you're wrong, and you can go to hell. And then he called the lady Maggot hood rats. Okay, so they had to hold Fatima back, because Fatima was me. Okay? Because I would have been like, bastard, who are you talking to? Okay? I hope they put you in a jail cell with a whole bunch of big, swollen, burly, black dudes. Okay? Anyway, Andy didn't find out from one of the ladies that Dr. Vaughn was the other doctor who helped Dr. Cruz lie. Is this why you didn't want to talk about the case, Dr. Cruz? Is this why you didn't want to be involved? Because you knew you had something to do with this shit too? But you know what? We won't hear you out. And we're going to hear you out next week. Alright? Sorry, y'all. And this is where the episode ended. Alright? I need some water. So, yeah. Yeah. This was good. Okay? I enjoyed. I don't know about nobody else, but I enjoyed this episode. Okay, this season has been really good for me. Okay, yeah. So I'm hoping, because it seems as though we're pretty close to the wrapping up of the season. So I'm wondering if the next season will be, Dr. Cruz versus yada yada yada. So we'll see. Anyway, yep, y'all, I will see y'all tomorrow on Thanksgiving Day, okay? I'm going to be in the living room, okay, doing my reviews in my Thanksgiving outfit. That's somewhere in the closet, some sweats and some sweats and a sweater. I don't know, okay? But anyway, yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.